make it my business to stay away from dangerous situations, and that includes, believe it or not, doing everything that I can to keep myself out of traffic accidents and the like. But I've been in a traffic accident before, and let me just tell you a secret. If the people who are actually doing things like they're supposed to be doing do what the various things that you can do, like calling the police and having them deal with a given situation, you will be very well aware, if you have been involved in that situation, that the people involved have to wait whatever period of time it takes for the local constabulary to make their way to the scene of the accident or the problem. This is true also for things like home break-ins, home invasions, and so forth. You would think that the police would be right there within a moment's notice. And I literally have a police station probably 2 to 3 blocks from me, and I'm here to tell you that I do not expect to see police at a time when emergencies are actually happening. That's why I decided today would be a good idea to tackle, if you will, the subject of security guard on the Daily Summation from Kurt's Religion and Politics. I'm your host. I'm Kurt, and today is Tuesday, the 23rd of November of 2021. Welcome to everyone who's here on Rumble, on the podcast, and on YouTube. Thank you for coming along today. Remember, Rumble is my preferred platform, and the subject again for today is security guard, and we're going to go through my notes to give you an idea what I'm saying. I think you probably already have some idea, but let's go ahead and go through the notes regardless so that you can be sure of what I'm saying. Protection is nothing like the exclusive province of government law enforcement. Does your building or neighborhood have security guards? Is it reasonable for you to protect yourself when nobody is around to ensure your safety? In fact, even when somebody is, by the way. How about hiring folks to do the job? Have we forgotten many of the original law enforcers in past were put in place in just that way? That is to say, some small town sprang up. They found somebody who they decided was good to help to enforce the local laws, local ordinances, and so forth, and they put them in office so that they were able to do that particular thing. When those individuals either fail to hire folks, let me see, I think I might have missed something. No, that's fine. Oh, no, there we go. The fact is, when police are put in place, most places now, it's by the choices of local governments whose job is to represent their constituents. When those individuals fail to hire folks who will protect us, or those folks prove to be unable to do so, which is not their fault, by the way, lots of times. It's just not. Whatever the case, is it really unreasonable to find folks who can? If you call 911, most of the time, the chances are, even if it's over something serious, they will not arrive until it's already too late. Help, a guy's been gunned down. Well, the guy's already been gunned down. Maybe there's somebody that still needs to be dealt with, but lots of the times that's not the case. Right? Help, my house has been broken into. Well, the house has been broken into. The best they're going to be able to do is maybe recover the stolen goods. Security guards and the like are not such people. Oh, excuse me. I'm skipping today. I spoke yesterday on the idea of what it looks like to be a vigilante. Security guards and the like are not such people. Again, they're not seeking justice where it wasn't present. They're acting as a sort of barrier between good people and lawless ones. In the building where I work in, are multiple people doing just this job. Nobody thinks twice about it, and in fact, many feel safe because they're present. The same applies to gated communities and the like. Maybe such places have private security. Many such places have private security. Maybe they have it, maybe they don't, but many do. If government executive entities work, that's what I was trying to say, why do we feel the need to hire such people? Why do folks feel the need to hire these people who are doing security guard and similar work? I would think the answer is obvious. The police are only so effective, as I've already asserted. And again, I'm going to say it. It's not their fault in many instances. You call the police when an emergency is already in place, even if they can get there as quickly as they can. Oftentimes those things last seconds or a few minutes, and if the police can manage to get there in that time, it's an amazing thing. Even if people are hired on a temporary or transitory, think about things like concerts, for example. basis to secure some realty, people, or some other property that might want to be secured, few people would argue that's unreasonable. This includes people who work in supermarkets or department stores. The idea that such folks cannot bar entry to individuals they know will destroy or steal is not unreasonable, nor is there ejecting folks who prove to act in such ways. And by the way, I might also say recovering property that those people have taken is not wrong either. And no police officer ever needs to get involved in that. The answer is, this is the answer we must accept when it comes to individuals or crowds taking advantage of bad prosecutors or district attorneys. Frankly, they should be allowed to act whether or not such people are in place. Who can honestly say the likes of security guards are bad? Now, I'm done with my notes, so let me get on with this. I want to I want to not just make, but stress one significant point. I'm not saying that what should happen is when a person comes in to take a lipstick tube out of a local pharmacy or whatever, that what the security people working should do is gun them down in cold blood. That's not what I'm saying. It should be appropriate, proper force being employed. They should be able to take the person to the side. They should be able to search their belongings, having video or whatever that they've done wrong, and they should be able to at least recover the stolen goods and eject the individuals in question. Doesn't matter whether or not law enforcement or DAs or whoever gets involved in that process. Makes no difference. But they should be able to do that. That's not unreasonable. Again, when I go into the local fun wash, I'm naming names here and I try not to do that, the local laundromat, and they have signs that say, this person, if you see this person, call the cops or whatever on the window of the place. This person is breaking into our machines and stealing things or whatever it happens to be, which they've actually found ways to get around that there. They use tokens instead of money for the most part, so the money that actually is present is a very small amount as a rule. But that having been said, they still do that sort of thing. And when they do that sort of thing, there's absolutely not one blessed thing wrong with what they're doing there. People are coming in to do wrong, and they should be barred or ejected, right? That's what should happen. And recovery of property is a totally reasonable thing for the people doing so. I love these stories that I see periodically about some homeless guy comes into a restaurant and they feed that individual. I love that. That's great, and I have no problem with it. People giving, whether it's of the company or of their own accord or whatever it happens to be, that's a wonderful thing. But when people come into a facility and just assume, whether it's a store or, whatever it happens to be, a beauty shop or whatever, and just happen to decide it's their right to walk out with things because they're not going to be charged with doing so, those people need to be barred or ejected. When you've got people who are doing things like that, taking food, and it's very obvious the person took the food because they're hungry, I have no problem with the building or whatever going, no, we're not going to do anything to this person. Here's the food, be on your way. Right? I have no problem with that idea, and I don't think any sensible person would. But when you start talking about people who walk into a place and steal $90 worth of, or $900 worth of laundry detergent that they're going to resell because they know they can without being prosecuted or whatever, having people in that facility who can handle that situation and say, no, you're not. No, you're not. That's not going to happen here. That's not wrong. That's not wrong. And they're not being vigilantes or anything like that. They're just people who are doing a job just like the people who are stocking the shelves to make sure that there's stuff for other people. And by the way, besides that it increases your cost when people do that to you, that also, well, there's any number of things. But the point is it increases your cost when people steal things from you, and it means that the things are not going to be there when you go looking for them, among other things. Okay, I'm coming to the point where I need to wrap up, so I'm going to do that. This is the Daily Summation from Kurt's Religion and Politics. I'm your host. I'm Kurt. Today is Tuesday, the 23rd of November of 2021. That means tomorrow will be Wednesday, the 24th of November of 2021, keeping in mind that for many people that's going to be the end of this work week because of the Thanksgiving break. In any case, it will be Wednesday, and I'm going to try and get a video out then. I may not be able to get a video out Thursday through Sunday. We'll see how that works out. I'm going to do my best to do so, but it may not be possible. So keep an eye out if you want, but don't assume that I'm necessarily going to be able to do that. Thank you for everyone who's been here on Rumble, on the podcast, and on YouTube. Remember, Rumble is my preferred platform. You can give me a boxing glove or a plus on Rumble to show that you like what I'm doing. You can give me a minus if you don't. Obviously, you can give me a thumbs up if you enjoy my content on YouTube. That would be a like. You can give me a thumbs down, which would be a dislike if you have problems with anything that I'm presenting. Obviously, if I've put something out there somewhere and it's possible to comment, you can comment and let me know what you think, why you think it, and so forth. Whether that's adding to what I'm saying, telling me how I'm wrong, or agreeing with me, whatever you choose to do, that's totally up to you. But I will do my best to look at it, and if I feel it appropriate, I will respond to what you've said. Subject for today has been security guard, and tomorrow we're going to talk about the idea of suspending disbelief. And now I'm going to cover that from a slightly different perspective than maybe you might expect, thinking about what it is people normally say when they mean that, if you have some idea. Okay. Hope you're having a good day today. Hope things are going well for you. And hopefully we will see you again on Wednesday's edition of the Daily Summation from Kurt's Religion and Politics. The speaker on this edition of the Daily Summation is Kurt Schubert. This video was recorded on Tuesday, November 23rd of 2021. The Daily Summation is created for Kurt's Religion and Politics. Thanks for watching this edition of the Daily Summation from Kurt's Religion and Politics. I hope you found it entertaining or instructional, or maybe both. If you want to see more from me, you can go to blogs.kpschubert.com. That's blogs.kpschubert.com. I am on Twitter, Parler, and Minds.com. My handle on each of those is @kpschubert. That's @kpschubert. I have a Rumble and a YouTube channel. They are the Kurt's Religion and Politics channels on Rumble and YouTube. I have a Facebook page. The Facebook page is Kurt's Religion and Politics as well. I am on Patreon. If you want to support me, that's one of the better places you can do that. And you will find me at Kurt's Religion and Politics on Patreon. I have a podcast. The podcast is podcasts with an S. .kpschubert.com. That's podcasts.kpschubert.com. I think you should be able to find me with relative ease on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and Spotify as well. The best way I find to do that is to look for Kurt's Religion and Politics. You can try to use the Daily Summation. I find that it doesn't work as well as a general rule, but you can always try that. I'm glad to have you aboard today, and hopefully we will see you again tomorrow.